this week we are talking about the difference between rape and sex. Sexual intercourse is defined as any intrusion, however slight, by any part of a person's body or by any object into the genitalia or anal opening of another person's body. Vaginal intercourse, or any insertion, however slight, of the hand, finger, or object into the vagina, vulva, or labia, with the exception of such insertions for medical treatment or examination. Sexual intercourse also includes oral or anal penetration. Emission of semen is not required. So, understanding the definition of sex, we can now move on to what is the definition of rape. Rape is defined as the penetration, no matter how slight, of the vagina or anus with any body part or object, or oral penetration by a sex organ of another person without the consent of the victim. So this definition includes any gender of victim or perpetrator, not just women being raped by men. It also recognizes that rape by an object can be as traumatic as penile or vaginal rape. This definition also includes instances in which the victim is unable to give consent because of temporary or permanent mental or physical incapacity. Furthermore, because many rapes are facilitated by drugs or alcohol, the new definition recognizes that victims can be incapacitated and thus unable to consent because of ingestion of drugs or alcohol. Similarly, a victim may be legally incapable of consent because of age. The ability of victims to give consent must be determined in accordance with the individual state statute. Physical resistance is not required on the part of the victim to demonstrate lack of consent. So then what is the biggest difference between rape and sex? It is intent and consent. Again, don't forget to check out my video on consent to understand what that means a little bit better, but a quick definition is an enthusiastic yes. Whether given verbally or non-verbally, the intent and the desire matter. So why is it important to know these definitions? Because knowledge is power. And healthy sexuality starts with understanding what sex is. Having this knowledge will help enable you to not be tricked, manipulated, or coerced by people who have selfish intents and motivations. Knowing this information can help keep you safe. It can also help you, if you have been abused, to know that it's not your fault, and can help you overcome many of the negative mindsets about sexuality that come with being abused. There is a big difference between sex and rape, and one of my biggest pet peeves is people treating them like they're the same thing. If you are a survivor and you ever tell your story by saying that your abuser had sex with you, when what you really meant was they raped you, I think changing the word you use is very important, because sex is not rape and rape is not sex. And understanding that, being able to differentiate between the two, is one of the biggest steps forward in having a healthy sexuality.